There is a serious conversation that y'all need to have amongst yourselves about these mass murders in the U.S. These conversations don't involve anybody else of any other race.
Arizona State Penitentiary, real popular. Oh man, it was strange because it's like 80% black people. And what's strange about that is that there are no black people in Arizona. It made my heart ache, you know, it's all these beautiful black men in the joint. God damn, warriors should be out there helping the masses. And I felt that way. I was real naive, right? In 6 weeks I was up there, I talked to the brothers, you know, and I talked to them, and thank God we got penitentiaries. I said, why did you kill everybody in the house? Because they was home.
So everybody knows the drill now. Every time a white kid goes crazy, make sure you let the world know that all white people are crazy and they're all just going around killing black people whenever they can. But here's the real truth that we know from the New York Times and lots of other places. Most mass shooters are not white. Most 3/4 of mass shooters in this country are black. Thank you, New York Times. And in the 48 hours since the synagogue shooting in San Diego and the 48 hours before that, we've had 10 mass shootings, at least 10 mass shootings in this country. I'm going to show you 8 of them here. 7 of them were for sure black, and the 8th one was either black or Hispanic. Might have been both. They weren't white. Why don't we start down in Baltimore?
We begin with breaking news tonight out of West Baltimore, where 1 person is dead and 6 more injured after gunmen opened fire at a cookout.
And we do begin with that breaking news tonight out of West Palm Beach. Here's the scene right there. 2 men dead, another fighting for his life after a shooting happening a short time ago at the Palm Grove Apartments in West Palm Beach. So far, we have confirmed 1 person is in custody while police search for others who may be on the loose.
Police say around 8 this evening, 3 men were shot in the parking lot. 2 were dead and another is fighting for his life in the hospital.
This is ridiculous. This is the same neighborhood. They keep getting shot at. Where's security? Why is there no enforcement?
This time taking a father's life.
We just lost a strong black man named Bernard who had a daughter to be here for.
4 people are recovering tonight after a shooting in Jackson. Police say it happened around 4 a.m. on Homewild Street. According to the Jackson Citizen Patriot, 3 victims were able to take themselves to Henry Ford Allegiance Health. The 4th victim was taken by ambulance from their home. They were a few blocks away from where the shooting happened. All 4 are stable and the incident is under investigation.
A shooting investigation now underway at San Fernando Road and Merced Streets.
KCAL 9's Lori Perez is live with the latest information. Lori, what do we know?
Well, LAFD, the Los Angeles Fire Department, just recently confirmed to me that there were 5 people shot in this area at about 7:15 tonight. 1 person is in critical condition. 2, they say, were transported in serious condition, and 2 more in non-life-threatening injuries, all of them shot. It happened again in the area of San Fernando and Merced Streets here in Cypress Park.
Down in Little Rock, Arkansas, we got 3 people shot. Down in northwest Atlanta, 3 more people shot. And the shootings down in the hood are now so common. Oh, they were down in Ensley. This one had 4 people shot. And the shootings in the hood are now so common, I can't even figure out where this one is from. Only thing I know is that it happened after the shooting in San Diego.
Sudden, I heard gunshots. Pow, 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 pow. So I couldn't run like everybody else. Everybody was running.
He says everyone was running towards the river, thinking gunmen were going to run after the crowd. But he was unable to move. How scared were you?
Scared. I passed out. It was too much shoot, too much gun violence.
Dr. John Hunt is chief of the UMC Level 1 Trauma Center. He says from the bus stop shooting incident and others over the weekend, the medical team had to be activated 51 times.
So we were close to twofold what we would normally see in a weekend.
Behind the Virginia Beach mass shooting, just hours before the massacre,
Dwayne Craddock. Well, every week we show that mass shooting is not a white thing. Every week we document that when the New York Times said mass shooting is a 75% black thing, we document how the New York Times was being generous. Because over the last few months, when we've been documenting this every week, we're coming up with a number that of the mass shootings that we document right here, over 90% are the fellas. But not only is the percentage of mass shooters high, I am astonished, as are lots of other people, the number of mass shootings there are every week by the fellas in this country. We document, we show with clips and videos from their little towns. We show that every week we're documenting 20 to 40 mass shootings a week. Why don't we start down in Brooklyn on Saturday night?
In Brooklyn, one person is dead after 12 dozen people shot near a playground. Police say that neighbors had gathered for an annual block party. This is in Brownsville last night, but things took a violent turn just before 11 o'clock. Detectives say at least one gunman showed up and started firing into the crowd. A dozen people were hit.
Staying in Brooklyn, 5 people were shot in Flatbush. You can see the dates on the clips right under the headlines.
A shooting at a graduation party leaves one person dead, 5 others hurt in Southwest Philadelphia.
And I guess shootings are a thing at parties in Pennsylvania over the weekend, because here's another one in the other part of the state.
A birthday party in Uniontown turns violent. 4 people shot and wounded last night.
Police say 37-year-old Anderson Gregg of Uniontown is the man who shot 4 people at 2 different locations in Uniontown around 4 this morning.
These are all black people committing these mass shootings.
Started as a normal party here at this apartment complex behind me until an altercation left a 20-year-old airman from McConnell Air Force Base dead in the parking lot, along with 3 others who were injured after a car full of people fired into the crowd in that same parking lot.
Miami Gardens man is under arrest tonight, charged in connection with a deadly confrontation at a Pembroke Park auto body shop that left 2 dead and 2 more in the hospital. 22-year-old Jamar Reed has been charged with
shots after shot after shot ringing out is what neighbors describe hearing just after midnight Wednesday here in Highland Heights. Police discovering 3 people shot.
Well, we have a breaking news update right now. We are learning 3 people were hurt in that overnight shooting we've been telling you about in Northwest Baltimore. This happened just after midnight. It was right outside of Liberty Elementary School.
First learning the names of the victims in this morning's deadly shooting in South Bend. Police confirm Christopher Chisholm of South Bend has died. 2 others were shot and taken to the hospital.
San Antonio police say this man is suspected of opening fire and shooting 4 workers at Movers of San Antonio on San Pedro Avenue. 2 people were seriously injured. One of them shot several times in the torso, ran for help at the fast food restaurant next door.
3 people shot tonight at one time. It happened shortly after 8 o'clock this evening on Rugby Street.
A triple shooting overnight in Racine. Racine police say that 3 people were shot and wounded around 2:30 this morning.
Just after 10 Tuesday night, shots from a drive-by shooting hit 3 people. Moments after the gunfire, a security guard who just happened to be in the area at the time is approached by a frantic woman.
House Sky Zoom 4 bringing you live pictures from a breaking news situation. 3 people have been shot in North City near Goodfellow and St. Louis Avenue. As you see, police are on the scene investigating. We have confirmed that all 3 victims are alive and have
had a couple of shootings in Chicago recently. These are all the last 2 weeks. Here's in North Lawndale. They got 4 shot in North Lawndale, a couple in New Jersey from July the 20th. 3 people shot, 1 killed in Jersey City. St. Louis. This is like a magical mystery tour. Here's one triple shooting in St. Louis, triple shooting in Detroit. Early morning triple shooting in Northeast Washington, D.C. That was July the 28th. Kansas City, Kansas. Triple shooting outside of a fitness center. We had 2 people, what was it? 2 people, 2 killed, 1 wounded. Up in Flint, 1 dead, 2 hurt. In Baltimore, we have 9 people shot overnight in separate Baltimore shootings, but only 1 was ranked as a mass shooting where 4 people got shot. Get them confused out with the one we've already done. I think we did that one on the 3 people shot during a dice game. Or is that one coming up? I don't know. It's hard to keep track of these. How about in Essex, Maryland? 2 men dead and triple shooting in Essex, kind of close to Baltimore. Patterson, New Jersey, 3 men shot. Back to DC at the Howard Theater, 4 shot. Back to Chicago, 3 shot on a porch in Garfield Park. Then why don't we head down to North Charleston and Hanahan, 3 people dead, 1 injured. Those are 2 shootings, but just 1 triple shooting. Why don't we head down to Birmingham, Alabama at the Ensley Club. 3 people are shot at the club. And over in Douglas Heights, we have a 3rd suspect arrested in a triple shooting. So somebody want to tell me that Gilroy is just another example of white people roaming the country and engaging in mass shootings, which they do all the time? They even asked Mayor Bill de Blasio of New York about this. They said, are you going to carry... They were talking about the Brooklyn shooting, the cookout for the old school fellas in Brooklyn. They said, well, we got 1 person dead, 11 people wounded. This kind of looks like this Gilroy thing. Are we going to start calling this a mass shooting? And de Blasio said on NPR this morning, he said, no, because that's a different kind of shooting. Wow. Thank you, Mayor de Blasio, for reminding us how we get these funny numbers from Mother Jones magazines that purport to show 90% of the mass shootings in this country are from white people, when it's the other way around. Every week, that's what we show. Week after week after week, shooting after shooting after shooting, 3 shot, 4 shot, 10 shot, 11 shot, 12 shot. Fellas, overwhelmingly responsible.
It is a serious conversation that y'all need to have amongst yourselves about these mass murders anyway. These conversations don't involve anybody else.